Welcome to Motivational Humanity. You are not alone.
Have you ever felt exhausted even when you were doing everything right? What if I told you your body is holding the story of your emotions, and healing them is the key to living fully? I remember a woman I met in my mid-40s. Let's call her Sarah. She was constantly on the go, work, family, errands, but she felt tired, anxious, and disconnected from herself. Doctors said she was physically healthy, yet she felt incomplete. One evening, she broke down and said, "I feel like my body and my mind are speaking different languages." And in that moment, she realized something profound. Her emotional struggles were manifesting physically: tight shoulders, headaches, restless nights. She hadn't been listening to her body. And when she began to truly integrate her emotional wellness with her physical care, everything shifted. Her journey was messy, vulnerable, and slow, but deeply transformative. It wasn't just yoga or eating well. It was noticing, feeling, and allowing herself to heal from the inside out. That's the power of the mind-body connection. Our bodies are incredible storytellers. Every emotion we feel, fear, sadness, anger, joy, or even unresolved grief, leaves a trace. You might notice a tightness in your shoulders, a knot in your stomach, a headache that won't quit, or restless nights where sleep just doesn't come. These aren't just coincidences or minor annoyances. They are your body speaking a language that many of us have forgotten how to understand. For years, we've been taught to separate the mind from the body, to push through discomfort, to ignore what feels unproductive. But the truth is, your body holds your emotional history. It remembers what your mind tries to forget. Every time you dismiss an emotion, your body carries it silently, like a backpack filled with stones you didn't choose to carry. And over time, that weight shows up in tension, fatigue, or illness. The first step toward true wellness is listening. Feeling the tension, acknowledging the pain, noticing the patterns. When you give your body permission to speak, you begin a dialogue with yourself that is both vulnerable and powerful. You realize that emotional wellness is not separate from physical wellness. They are two sides of the same coin. The breath you take, the posture you hold, the way your chest rises and falls, they are reflections of your inner emotional landscape. And the moment you start listening, truly listening, to what your body is saying, you unlock the possibility of deep, holistic healing. Movement is far more than simply exercising or staying fit. It's a profound way to release the emotions that quietly settle in our bodies, often without our awareness. Think about the times when stress has made your shoulders tense, your jaw clench, or your stomach churn. Movement becomes a bridge between what we feel and how we release it. When we allow our bodies to move intentionally, whether it's a slow walk through the park, stretching in the quiet of the morning, dancing like no one is watching, or even something as simple as shaking out our hands and arms, we give our emotions permission to flow. It may feel awkward at first. You might notice discomfort, resistance, or even a little shame creeping in. Who am I to move this way? Will anyone see me? But the truth is, these movements are acts of courage, vulnerability, and self-respect. They are physical prayers that remind your body, your mind, and your heart that you are present, alive, and worthy of care. Over time, movement becomes a language your body understands and trusts. It releases tension that words sometimes cannot express, allowing emotions that have been trapped or ignored to finally surface and be felt. Sarah, the woman I met in her 40s, found that simply committing to a daily walk while reflecting on her feelings transformed her relationship with herself. The walk wasn't about burning calories. It was about creating space for emotions to move, to breathe, to heal. And when she moved, she realized that her anxiety, her tightness, her restlessness, they were not just in her head, they were in her body, waiting to be honored and released. Movement, in this sense, becomes a sacred conversation between mind, heart, and body, a practice of self-compassion, emotional honesty, and profound connection. Mindfulness and emotional awareness are not just trendy practices. They are essential acts of courage and self-compassion. When we pause, even for a few quiet moments, to notice our thoughts and feelings without judgment, we give ourselves permission to truly exist in our own skin. So often, we rush through life, distracted by responsibilities, notifications, or the constant hum of our minds, and we miss the subtle whispers of our emotions. That tight chest, that racing heart, that lingering sadness. They are trying to tell us something important, and mindfulness is the key to listening. It is not about forcing happiness or pushing away discomfort. It is about leaning in and saying, I see you. I feel you. I am here with you. Practices like meditation, journaling, deep breathing, or even sitting quietly in nature create a space where our nervous system can calm, our hormones can balance, and our body and mind can reconnect. It's in this space that clarity emerges. Clarity about what we need, what we are avoiding, and what we truly value. Emotional awareness is the practice of noticing the patterns, the triggers, the moments when we tighten or pull away, and responding with curiosity rather than judgment. When Sarah began journaling her emotions each morning, pairing it with a few minutes of mindful breathing, she started to recognize recurring themes: anxiety about control, lingering regrets, and unspoken fears. Instead of ignoring them, she met them gently, acknowledged their presence, and allowed her body to release the tension that had been storing them for years. Mindfulness is not a quick fix. It is a practice, a commitment, and often a confrontation with vulnerability. Yet, it is in this confrontation that true healing occurs. By cultivating awareness, we teach ourselves that it's safe to feel, safe to pause, and safe to honor both the body and the mind as a unified whole. Emotional wellness and physical wellness are inseparable, and mindfulness is the bridge that connects them, allowing us to live more fully, intentionally, and courageously. Integrating mind and body is not just a practice. It is an act of radical self-love. It's the moment when you decide to show up for yourself fully, acknowledging that your emotions, your body, and your inner life all matter. For far too long, many of us have compartmentalized our experiences. I'll deal with emotions later, or I'll exercise because I have to, treating our physical and emotional wellness as separate tasks. But true healing happens when we bring them together. When we honor that the tightness in our shoulders might be connected to unspoken grief, that sleepless nights might reflect anxiety that needs attention, that the energy we invest in caring for our bodies is also an investment in caring for our hearts. This integration requires vulnerability. It means leaning into discomfort, recognizing old patterns, and having the courage to say, I deserve to feel, to rest, to move, and to heal. When Sarah embraced this, she discovered something remarkable. Her body became a sanctuary rather than a battlefield, and her emotions became guides rather than burdens. She realized that self-care isn't indulgent, it's necessary. It is a declaration that you are worthy of attention, love, and presence, not only from others but from yourself. When mind and body are aligned, life begins to shift. Relationships improve because you bring a fuller, more grounded version of yourself. Stress diminishes because your nervous system knows it is seen and honored. Creativity, joy, and confidence blossom because you are living in integrity with your own needs. Integration is messy, it's slow, and sometimes it's uncomfortable, but it is transformative. Each small act, breathing deeply, moving with intention, noticing an emotion, allowing a tear, adds up. And over time, these acts create a profound sense of wholeness, reminding you that you are not just a mind, not just a body, but a complete, beautifully human being deserving of care, attention, and love. Radical self-love is not about perfection, it's about commitment. The commitment to show up for yourself every day, to honor your journey, and to choose integration as a path to freedom, resilience, and authentic living. So today, I invite you to take one small step. Listen to your body. Feel one emotion you've been avoiding. Move, breathe, journal, or just rest. Let yourself be fully present in both your body and your heart. Because when your mind and body align, you step into a life of courage, clarity, and connection. You deserve this integration. You deserve to be whole. If this message spoke to you, subscribe and join our community here at Motivational Humanity, where we explore emotional healing, vulnerability, and authentic living every week. Remember, your journey to wellness starts with one brave, mindful step.